What's up, everybody? One Fun Guy podcast live in the studio. Today, guys, we have the band Karkaza. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and we will get this podcast started. So, guys, floor is yours.
Yes, we are Karkaza, Bruno and Lilia. Me, the drummer, Lilia, the lead singer and guitarist.
Yes, we are. We're a metal band from Montgomery, Alabama.
That's awesome. So, guys, we'll start off kind of on let's go back just to the beginning. What got you guys started in music? What made you want to pick up instruments?
So, in my case specifically, I started playing bands when I was something like 14, 15, my first bands. Some original bands, some cover bands. Then I started playing drums and guitar at the same time. So I joined bands playing guitar and some other bands playing drums.
So I had in mind the band name Karkaza since late 2014, early 2015, and I had already started performing shows with that name Karkaza, and they were metal shows. They were metal shows, but sometimes I mixed in some avant-garde elements because at that point I was pretty experimental with my music. I was blending genres a lot. I was doing a lot of genre bending to see what I really wanted to pursue the most musically.
Well, since you guys started pretty much in metal bands, give us some influences. What bands did you guys like when you were growing up? What were the bands that stuck out?
Yeah, the bands that you can relate to us and we relate as musicians. I say the first name that comes in mind when you listen to our music is Pantera, because we consider ourselves a groove metal band. And Pantera, they are the kings of groove metal. So I think the band that is the closest band to our band would be Pantera in terms of the music itself. They have the groovy songs, and they also have the thrash metal songs just like us. So I say Pantera. Slayer is also a big influence, and specifically Death.
Yes, yeah. I like Death a lot because as a guitar player, I feel like Death is a band where I overall love the rhythm parts, the riffs, mm-hmm. and also the solos.
So you guys met obviously in California, right? You talked about the LA scene. Give us some venues that you guys have played out there. Tell the audience what's cool, Sunset Strip. I know you guys mentioned that, so let's chat about that a little bit.
Whiskey A Go Go, we played there a couple of times. Viper Room, Rainbow, the famous, Lemmy's place, how they call it. Mm-hmm. Rainbow Bar and Grill, Roxy, Troubadour, all those venues on the Sunset.
What's your favorite?
Whiskey A Go.
Whiskey A Go.
Yeah, because it's the venue that it relates to metal, heavy music the most out of all these venues, I think.
The Rainbow, we had a really great gig too.
Yeah, we played at the Rainbow in 2022 after we moved to Alabama. We moved in 2020, then we flew to California to play this show there in 2022. It was a sold-out show.
Yeah, it was a packed house, and there was so much energy from the audience. Yeah. And in fact, there were a few fans who said that they have been watching us at our live show since before the pandemic, and that during and after the pandemic, they were really excited to see us on stage again. So when they saw that we were playing California again, they went right over there.
The show was full of old fans.
So walk us through this scene, California versus Alabama. What's it like when you play clubs in LA and you have that energy and that excitement? Does Alabama have that same kind of or is that more laid back?
Yeah.
More,
The big difference is in California, since this genre of music, this kind of music, is so out there. Everybody, not that everybody likes heavy metal in California, but people hear about it. The shows, they tend to be sold out and everything. People get kind of entitled of that. In the South, you don't have that metal culture around here. People are more excited to go to the show because it's something that you don't see all the time. So they pack also, but for a different reason.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
I felt like the energy level is still very strong in
Yeah.
Alabama, but for a different reason. More for the fact that it's a more of a novelty
Yeah.
genre. Although I have noticed that there's a pretty strong metal scene in the Birmingham area and in
Yeah.
the Huntsville area. You know,
Okay.
there are a lot of legit metal shows.
Another city
there.
that I got impressed. There's a really vibrant and good metal scene is Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Louisville, Kentucky is good for that. Also, Florida, Tampa,
Yeah.
the famous death metal scene of Tampa, still alive. We
Yeah.
go down there, play shows every
Right.
year, and every time you go is a big celebration.
So speaking of that, you're moving around and you're touring. Give us some places that you like to play. How do you set up your tour schedule? What cities do you like to play at? How do you determine where you go? Could fill us in on that a little bit.
Good question. So I definitely have a lot of fond memories from Birmingham
Yeah.
because for me it means a lot that we are putting this metal energy in our own home state. So we love playing out of state too, but I feel like there's an extra deep connection that I personally have with contributing to the local music scene of our own state. And I can't think of any low energy show we've ever played in Birmingham. They've always been really high
Okay.
energy and lots of enthusiasm.
That's true. Yeah,
So you guys embrace the local scene then, right? You like
Yes, and
playing
they
Yeah.
have
around
embraced
home.
us.
So
and-
as you start to do this and you start to book shows now you start to get into the marketing, right?
yeah.
Talk about your social media presence, how you put yourself out there, how you find new fans, how you connect with the old fans. Like obviously the power of social media is super important. How do you guys navigate through that?
So one thing's for sure, you gotta be in all the social media platforms you can possibly be. This thing of maybe Facebook and Instagram. No. Be on TikTok, be on Twitter, be on YouTube, be everywhere you can possibly be. Make profiles in all these platforms. That's how you're gonna combining all the audience from all these places. You're gonna make one great audience. So you cannot just be in one or two places. You gotta be everywhere. That's
Sure.
that's the word. That's the mentality. You have to be everywhere with your band.
Yeah,
Period.
diversify. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you cannot handle all that yourself, ask for help. Ask a band member to share these responsibilities with you. A booking agency, a booking agent. If you share this responsibility, this task, right, with like one or two people, you can do it. So what I would say is be everywhere. That's what we do.
Yeah, I would say, and then something else that I like about being on multiple social media platforms is that different platforms allow for different kinds of content.
If you were to give advice to young kids starting out a band and tell them what path would you set them on?
Well, I would tell them actually to decide what they really want to do because these days there's a lot of speculation on the internet like, oh, if you want to make money you need to do this and not that, and that industry is good, that industry is bad. Like, if you're wondering what avenue will make you money as a musical artist, it's the one that you focus on. It's what you decide to put your effort into.
Yeah, and I would say to the kids starting their first bands, and if you have to know something. If you love music, you have to know that playing on stage, performing is not the only thing you can do with music. You love music, but performing is not the only thing you can do with music. You can teach, you can produce albums, you can record albums, you can do many things related to music. Apart from being on stage, performing, being on the road months and months. So you can make money with music, doing other things still related to music. So I would say be diverse in this regard. It sounds cool when you say, I sacrificed everything for this band. Don't do that because you're going to pay a high price for this later. Everyone who does this, like they sacrifice family, friends, mental health, finances for the band.
Sure.
It takes its toll.
Yes,
later.
because
Not now. You're not gonna
Absolutely.
feel it
Yeah.
now, but later you're gonna pay
Right.
a better price for sacrificing yourself and everything you own, everybody you know, for this band.
yes, because
Don't do that.
you know what?
Walk us through your kit. Walk us through your how you like your setup. What symbols you use. What kind of gear you have. Like
I'm the drummer for Karkaza. I play with Tama on a Tama kit and Zildjian cymbals. My drumsticks, they're Vic Firth sticks, 5A.
okay,
And that's it. The hardware, like the cymbal
Sure.
stands and stuff, is another brand, PDP.
right,
But that's it. And I play guitar too. I use Lilia's guitars. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
she's a Dean artist. She's
Right.
endorsed by Dean Guitars. So the guitars that they send her, I borrow those guitars to contribute with riffs to the band. But
right.
that's pretty much it. I play guitar to contribute with ideas, not to
Sure.
perform or anything. I don't record them too.
Yes, I'm a Dean artist, so of course I use Dean guitars, both
Yeah.
acoustic and electric. I have some electric and some acoustic Dean guitars. And in addition, I also play piano. So when you put on a Karkaza album, all 3 albums start with a piano intro, about a minute and a half long. And I am playing the piano there because I love playing piano just as much as guitar. And in fact, sometimes when I want an idea for a more melodic type of riff, I actually find something on my piano and then carry it over to guitar because there's a really good way to get a unique type of inspiration.
So before we wrap up, guys, I put everybody on the spot, so don't be worried. What would be your dream concert to go to, if you had to pick one?
To go to?
Yeah.
I think
If you could see anybody in
Ah.
music history, who would you want to see?
You know-
Around, if they passed on, if they're still no longer a band, who would be your dream concert?
I think I've been to my dream concert already. It was Pantera
Okay.
and Metallica the same day
Yeah,
Okay.
last year in New Jersey.
cool.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
a good
that
one.
tour they're playing together, Pantera and Metallica. Those are my top 2 bands. So I saw my 2 favorite bands in the same day. You can argue that this Pantera formation, you have 2 original members
Yeah.
and 2 new guys, Zach and Charlie. So my dream concert would be like seeing the original Pantera.
Yeah.
With
The original,
Vinny,
yeah,
Pretty
the
cool.
brothers, the
with
Abbott
Vinny
brothers. Yeah.
Paul that I met. I met Vinny Paul.
Yeah.
He was a really nice guy. I talked to him for a while, and it was a really nice conversation I had with the guy.
Yeah.
And I gave him
That
one of
is
our
fun.
CDs. He
He
signed
said,
one of
"That's cool, man."
yeah. So I met one of my top drummers,
Right.
but I couldn't see him playing with his brother, Dime. So I think my dream show would be
Sure.
the original
Right.
Pantera. But I could see this new formation of Pantera with Metallica.
Yeah.
That is not also the Metallica from the 90s, my favorite. So let's
Sure.
say Pantera and Metallica back in 1992.
Yeah.
That would be my dream
Right. Sounds
night.
good.
Cool. Yeah, for myself, I would love to see my guitar hero, Chuck, death metal Chuck,
Yeah.
play live because I was not old enough to be able to go to a live death concert.
Let everybody know where they could find you. I will link all of your stuff in the description on the YouTube video, but where can people find you and your music?
So if you type Karkaza, Karkaza, on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, iTunes, all the music streaming platforms, and all the social media platforms, you're gonna find us. If you simply Google Karkaza, Karkaza, all these social media platforms will be there along with our website. If you go karkaza.com, our social media links will be on the bottom of the page, and all the streaming platforms, including obscure streaming platforms, we are there
Okay.
as well. Not just Spotify and iTunes. We are on, I don't know, Deezer, Pandora, Russian, Chinese
Right.
Yeah.
streaming platforms. We are there too. So pretty much anywhere you type Karkaza, you're gonna find us. Easy as that.
Thank you all for being part of the One Fun Guy podcast. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.